Hello, everyone, and welcome to WWH Weekly Podcast, episode number 2. I am Watchtower, and I hope you guys enjoyed the last interview, or actually the first interview with Jacob Cass. But today we have another great interview with none other than he's a former international champion, a former world champion, Ryan Payne. Ryan, how are you doing today?
Don't forget to add former tag team champion, please.
And
Do
former
not
tag
belittle,
team.
belittle my accomplishments.
Have I not?
Hmm. You realize, first off, though, I'm not going to call you Watch, right? You realize this, right?
Yeah.
You go back too far for me to call you Watchtower.
All
Sorry.
right. All right. Okay. All
I mean,
right.
I go back to you with the sisters.
Yeah, and I will say
My
that
personal drinking buddy, Eliza.
they've been contacting me lately because uh they're checking up on Riley most of the time. That's I'll say on that part. They like her more apparently. She's the favorite, so she takes
Yeah.
after she takes after she takes after Eliza. That's for sure.
Oh,
But
dear.
Yeah, and yeah, she was like that when she was 5, so I'll say that. Anyway, uh, I will say last week on Showdown, you and Finn Balor had a tag match, and I guess you can say it was Ashley Renee's last match in WWH because after that, the international title was vacated. She retired, but I guess you can say it was through the hands of you too, sort of, so to speak, because in the beginning of that match, you attacked her from behind. Now, you and Finn, I mean, you both made a good team, but it seems like you both had different goals in that match, correct?
Yeah. Mine was
Um,
to send a message to Ashley. His was to send a message to Damage. We did the job. He
Now,
proved that he was a good opponent, but I'm not a big Finn Balor guy, so it is what it is.
right, but after that, Ashley Renee retired, and I guess you can say you're the guy that sent her packing.
She'll say she retired. I say she's scared. It's a he said, she said. Basically, how it's gonna go.
Of course. Now, after that, we now find out that you're facing Jacob Cass for the international title, and of course, you did you listen to his interview that happened earlier this week?
I tried, but it was like drinking NyQuil straight from the bottle.
Really, it was that you got that tired and bored of
His voice bores me.
uh
His gimmick bores me. I've been in this business for 16 years now. I've seen this gimmick countless times.
so it's just another what's it called?
A group of little emo audio visual kids who were little geeks in high school who played Dungeons and Dragons now pretending they're badasses.
So that's so you're so to speak, you're calling him a nerd,
Yeah.
but like Star Trek nerd or like a casual nerd?
No, Dungeons and Dragons, asthma, having, sucking on inhaler, never seen a pair of boobs in his life, nerd.
Wow. Wow, that is shot. Wow. Okay. Did not expect you to go into that deep, but I'm not surprised by it. Let's talk about Road to WrestleMania. Obviously, this match had to be pushed forward because originally it was going to be you versus Ashley Renee at WrestleMania 8, but since she retired, now it got pushed back so that way we can have a champion. Uh, do you think that everything's just going to go peachy, or but let's add in
I'm expecting a fight.
you're expecting a fight. I get that,
I
but
mean, I don't respect the kid very much, but out of the ring, I don't respect him. In the ring, he has skill.
yeah, let's go. Now let's give credit where credit is due a little bit. I mean, that first encounter that you had with him, he did go all out. Like there were times in that match he did dominate, correct?
Yeah. I mean,
But
if I remember correctly, after a couple shots to the head, I believe he went through a table at one point trying to put me through it.
yeah, yes, he did. And of course, Ashley got involved in that, and still it didn't get the job done. You did come out with the victory. Uh, but with WrestleMania and then coming forward, um, do you think that with the Soulless Kingdom, since he's part of that stable, he's gonna probably have either Dead Skull or Lance Adams at his corner. Because
He
from what
can bring them. I don't care.
because he did say that they might be there, but then again, he also said that he has the
I'll put it to
ability.
you like this. If he needs to bring his boyfriend or his side bitch to the ring with him, it shows you what kind of man he is if he can't face me one on one and take me.
That well, he's been. I mean, let's just say today he's been basically calling you out on both on Twitter and on Facebook, basically just talking a lot of shit. I mean, but that's Jacob Cass, and knowing you, you're probably just like, it's whatever, because it seems as if I'm not speaking for you, but just from seeing how you are, you're more focused on winning that title rather than all that shit talk that Jacob Cass is doing. Correct?
Correct. I mean, you've known me for how many years now? I do
Uh,
my talking where it matters in that 20 by 20. That's all that matters.
yeah,
I don't
and
bark, I bite.
that is definitely true. I will give you that. Now let's talk about the Royal Rumble for a little bit. You actually did you did great in the Royal Rumble match. I will give you that. You held your own. You and your sister, Isis Payne, you both were a pretty dominant team in that match. You both just kept going after the people that came in and dominated. You both threw people out. How is she doing overall? Because lately she's been kind of I guess you can say in a rut lately. If if
She's taking care of some personal business. She's
okay,
dealing more with family business than she's worrying about the wrestling business right now.
okay, all right, because like I said, she really showed how dominant the Payne family can be, and I'm sure you're proud of her for that in that Rumble match.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a
Um,
little bit bummed that she wasn't the last demo person before demo closed down to be in the ring, but stuff happens and you got to roll with the punches.
right, but it's just kind of like
But if we're talking about the Rumble,
yes,
let's base the fact on Cass is basically riding my coattails after I tossed his little sorry ass out of the Rumble.
that is definitely
I
true.
heard
That
him talk about I was doing this in the Rumble, I was doing that in the Rumble. Ryan Payne came in and threw me out. That was the point of the Rumble, son,
that is definitely true,
to
and that was true.
be the best.
Yeah, that is definitely true. When you came in, you started cleaning house, and there were times. Then Jacob Cass did give you a good fight in there too, but in the end, you were the guy that threw him out. And even though last week he says that he defeated, who did he defeat? Levenator. But again, he defeated Levenator.
So John Blake defeated Levinators. Who cares?
That's a good
I've
point.
defeated Levinator in the past. Who cares?
That's a good point. So it kind of makes you think overall, do you think that he's overhyping the match or at least overhyping himself, not knowing
Yeah,
who he's facing?
because he didn't face Levinator of 7 years ago. He
That
didn't
is true.
face the Aussie sensation when the Aussie sensation was a true badass.
That is true. So it kind of makes you think, is he just getting easy wins without really facing competition?
Yeah, who's he
So,
faced?
well, yeah, I
Tell me
mean,
one person who isn't anybody that he's faced other than me and what happened.
well, yeah, that is definitely true. I did bring that up to him in his interview that he's trying to make a difference in WWH. He said that's what the Soulless Kingdom's about. But I did point out that he and Lance lost the week before, so it's kind of like what's going on with the Soulless Kingdom overall. And he was trying to you know defend his reasons, and he said that's just how we are. 1 week in, 1 week out, yada yada yada. But from what you're saying is it's just another excuse, so to speak. Uh,
Yeah,
now
like I said,
moving
they're a gimmick.
that that could be the case. I mean, it's like you say, they could be just you know teenagers, quote unquote, that need to be put in their place. That could be the thing.
Well, let me
Uh,
ask you a question, Adrian. Let me ask you a question.
okay.
My first run here, we
Mm-hmm.
had people like Highlander,
Mm-hmm.
Levinator,
Mm-hmm.
The Rock,
Right.
JV was rocking and rolling, Jason Crow, Lucky Lawlette, Andy Rhodes, when she would actually show up and be good. Now
Right.
you tell me this. Would this boy stand a chance in that generation?
Oh, in the second generation.
Here, let me
person
toss out Ash DeBois too.
yeah, personally, that's a tough one because he does have the potential. I will say that. Um, but he would probably be in the same boat that at the time that Chris Matthews started out, or Killer, actually, not Chris Matthews, because Chris Matthews was already doing well, but when Killer started, he was basically that same way. I believe he was when the second generation was around. That he was green. So I think Jacob, if he started in that same time frame, he would probably be green too, but he'll probably actually learn from it. Maybe. So my answer would probably be maybe he'll do all right. But if he had the same
I
attitude as he does now, maybe not.
I
Personally.
mean, I don't see him doing what I did, and that was a world title, WWH title, international title, and two tag team titles.
Hmm. That is true.
Would have been
You,
hardcore, but what I could have added hardcore, but I ran up against a buzzsaw by the name of Twin K.
yeah, that
Bring
that
another
guy
blast from the past.
that guy literally he
He
treated
was
that
hardcore.
yeah, he treated that hardcore like if it was a world title.
Screw what
That's
everybody always said. Screw it from Tommy Dreamer. Twin K was hardcore.
that is that is definitely true. Like no, like he treated that hardcore title like if it was a world title. That's how that's how it much it meant to him.
He
And
treated that title like I treated women in the past. I'm pretty sure he slept with that title.
I don't know. Well, I mean that title was already dirtied up as it was, so hell, who knows where that title's been, to be honest. I mean, we did bring it back and we didn't clean it
Yeah,
up or anything. It's
that's
treated
about it.
exactly how it is. So
Well, you don't forget, me and Twin K were both Minnesota boys.
that's
I
true.
mean, we roomed a couple times. There was a couple times where I wasn't 100% sure he wasn't in that bed with that title.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I don't know if I want to ask those types of questions.
I don't think you want the answers to those type of questions either.
I mean, I mean, I mean, if he won that hardcore title, because there are times where he did lose it. That's how it
He
goes.
beat me. I think the first time he held it, he beat me for it.
Oh, I'm trying to remember when that happened.
I was like my first like 6 months in the business. In WWH, in
Okay,
the second incarnation of it. I'm almost
okay,
sure.
okay. Oh, geez, I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
the
No.
event.
Yes, because I remember why now. Yep. Because your sister screwed me over.
Uh, which
Eliza,
sister?
we got drunk.
Uh,
Eliza, we got
uh,
drunk. She told me if I could beat her in a drinking contest, she'd give me a title shot. She never told me what title.
well, that's the one thing that you got to be sure with Eliza is that if you make a deal with her, you got to get it in writing. That's what I've learned with her when it comes to things like that. She'll twist words inside and
Your
out,
sister's the devil. All right, plain and simple. Your sister's the devil, but she's
and
still one of my favorite people.
but you know what though? She'll be proud of it though. That's the crazy
Oh,
thing.
she would be.
I'm just with Eliza's. That's everyone loves her, but if you actually hang out with her, she'll really screw you over big time, especially when it comes to drinking and guns. I've noticed. She loves guns for some reason, even though she doesn't really need them. Like she just loves
I
to
mean, to
collect
stay
them.
away from the mansion.
No. The thing is, they don't live in the mansion anymore.
Oh, thank God.
They all three of them and Remy they all moved to another dimension. Like they literally left the planet, so they're no longer here.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you, thank you.
but there is a there is a transmitter that we have that we built so that way we can keep at least in contact to say hi and stuff. So lately she's been talking to Riley because I've
Mm,
been hearing
mm, mm.
because I've been hearing the conversations, and yeah, she's trying to convince Riley to do some more violent matches. I mean, you saw the last match that she came up with. It was an explosions match for the international title, and
Yeah, that sounded like something your wonderful sister would do.
yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if at WrestleMania there's like a Hell in a Cell barbed wire spider net explosions match or something being made or something because
I say that's the main event with Sanderson and Fields.
you know that would be something.
Let them kill each other, and I'll come in and pick.
Pick it up. You, even though you're gunning for the international title, are you basically stating to Fields
My
and
eyes
say,
are always going to be on the world title. My eyes are always going to be on the world title.
okay, so even though you're gunning for the international, you're already just stating right now that world, I'm coming for that world title. It doesn't matter who the winner is or who the
I get a
champion is.
shot. Yeah. If I get a shot, yeah. Why wouldn't I? I'd be dumb
That
not to say I want the big belt.
that is true. I mean, you won't. I mean, at least you
I mean,
won't.
I would love to return the international back to the former glory that it had when I held it for 6 months, facing countless challengers. One of my biggest rivals at the time was what, Buddy Aces.
Oh yeah, that guy. That guy. Jeez,
Me and him kicked the crap out of each other.
that name. I
Me and him kicked the crap out of each other for that title.
that yeah. You both. Yeah, I can't.
Hell, Ash Dubois was my best friend in the business at that time, and me and him beat each other up for the international title. We beat each
Wasn't
other up for the world title.
yeah? Wasn't it at Final Destination? It was you, him, I think Frost, and Johnny V for the world title, like a
Yep,
fatal four way Hell in a
fatal
Cell,
four way. And if
and
I
that
believe right, I believe that's when I think Johnny V took the title at that point.
yeah, I believe that was his first. So
In WWH, yeah.
yeah, I believe so. So it's a lot of history there. Um, but moving forward, do you see? Is there anybody in? Let's say you do win the international title. Let's just go with this theory, correct? Um, is there any competition that you see that could be gunning for for that title? Are there any targets that
Chris
you're like
Matthews.
Matthews? Okay. Uh,
Cass could probably always come back at it.
okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't pay much attention to a lot of people around here anymore because it's just who I am.
Right.
Finn is another one that could come after it.
Finn
I mean, I got
Balor.
a close up look at that. I got a close up look at him in the tag match. He is a talent. We're
Yeah.
not friends. We probably never will be friends. I won't send him a Christmas card, but the kid's got talent.
Okay. What about do you think Equinox is possibly um
If he pulls his head out of his ass
that's true. That's true. Another person that a lot
and
of people
gets
are
back to the kid who was the number one contender at one point, yeah, he could come for it.
that's true.
Damage is another one.
Damage. Yeah, that guy, I guess you could say he's the dark horse of WWH. Like no one knew, no one thought that he would be powerful, and yet he's been making a name for himself. But lately he's been kind of having a little, I guess, rut. He's stuck in a rut, I guess you can say. Another person that a lot of people aren't noticing is Jake Orton, even though he's part of Bullet Club, he's in the tag title match, but no one knows that.
I've faced Jake. I've faced Jake in different companies. Jake is a
Right.
talent,
Yeah.
but I consider Jake a friend.
Okay.
But if he
So
came for if I hold the international title and he came for it and he wanted a shot, I'd give him one
okay.
because I know the kid can back it up.
Yeah, and that's what I think a lot of people are not noticing. Like, there's a lot of good talent here. It's just, um, I
Someone who's
guess
overlooked, who I think deserves a shot, Tio.
Tio. Do you think? Okay, let me ask you this: do you think Jake is holding Tio back?
I can't say holding back because if Tio wanted to go for it, I think Tio's his own man and could do it.
Right.
But I think he's comfortable in the spot he's in.
Okay. And do you say the same for Jake Orton?
A little bit. I've seen him be hungrier than he is.
because he did mention this is he was talking with Riley backstage, not this week, I think the week before, and Riley told me this like he this was off camera and all that stuff. He did say that he wants to go after some singles titles. So
He could do it. The kid's got
he
talent.
yeah
Jake has a lot of talent.
he can do it. So I think
Sometimes he lets his mouth get in the way of his talent, but he can do it.
that's true. I mean, he most of the time, whenever he's in the ring, he doesn't do a lot of distractions and all that stuff. You've
He loses
noticed
he
he'll,
loses focus too much.
yeah, that's true. That is definitely true. Now, let me ask you this: we do, I, since we go back, comparing the second generation to the third generation in WWH, what what is the difference between the two?
The
Obviously,
talent level.
the talent level. Okay,
A lot of it
does
comes down to the talent level. There's not the same talent that was here in the second generation.
do you think? I mean, some of them have
And
returned.
I believe JP at one point has talked about that too,
Yeah, yeah he did.
about the differences between when he was first here and now.
Yeah,
There's some
that
kids here that are hungry, but I compare before you bought everything out, I compare what WWH was in the second generation to the Attitude Era of WWE,
okay. That
where
could be
we were
true.
all kicking the crap out of each other, all wanted to be that main event.
Right. Mm,
Sure, there was a bunch of us that were friends behind the scenes, backstage, the wonderful little click stuff. But at the same time, when we got out in that ring in front of those fans, friendships went out the window and we tried to beat the hell out of each other. I mean, like I said, I brought up Ash and I brought up Highlander. Those were two of my best friends, like my brothers, closer than blood. But when we got in the ring, we tried to beat the hell out of each other.
right. So now, do
I
you?
There's a lot of people here I don't see having that same conviction and heart. I mean, there's some here that can do it. Cass, for the most part, in the ring, he can go outside the ring. I don't know about the kid.
That is true. A lot of people
I think he
don't.
rolls that six-sided die and plays his little role-playing games and does whatever he does.
Let- I can't. Like my apologies to Kaz, but it's just funny how Ryan Payne just right here just puts it clearly like you're basically a Dungeons and Dragons. I can't.
Come on, Death Skull, really?
That's true. I mean, what
He
kind of
brings in a guy named he brings in a friend named Death Skull. Come on,
that is true. I
that
mean,
sounds like a character you'd create in a video game. Give me a break.
that you know what that is
And you know
true.
what? I'm sure this Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Death Skull, Gray Skull, whatever the hell he is a talent. He beat a guy that I trained in Damien Cage.
That is true. I mean, you gotta. That is definitely true. Um, you
So I
gotta.
can't discount that he might have some talent, but
But
you're not going to be taken
being
seriously with the name of Death Skull. I'm sorry. I'm not going to take you serious.
well, yeah, that's definitely. I thought you were gonna go with like any association with Jacob Cass. You're just like you can't take him seriously or something like that. That's what I just thought. But yeah,
See, I put people on their own space. Just because they're friends with certain people doesn't mean they don't have talent in the ring.
that's true. That is definitely true. I mean, oh geez,
I
what
mean, I'll
person?
make fun of Ashley Renee for being Twilight, whatever the hell she is, but doesn't mean she couldn't go in the ring.
That is true.
Just
I
because she got a little scared and ran away, that's not my fault. Well, I guess it is, but whatever.
I mean, you did attack her on Showdown so
Repeatedly, repeatedly.
repeatedly to the point to where she couldn't help damage, and um, but I think this match between you and Jacob Cass, this is going to be round two. Jacob. I if he does win the international, obviously there's probably going to be a rubber match with
I will
this.
tell you right here, right now,
Uh,
if Jacob Cass beats me for the international title Sunday, I will stand in the middle of the ring. I will stick out my hand. I will shake his, and I will tell him he was the better man that night.
like cleanly or
Yeah, Well, as long as if he has to cheat to win, he shows what kind of man he is.
Yeah, that is true. I
You
can't.
don't see me rolling around with anybody, do you?
No, from from
Since
what
I've been
we
back, have I
you've been pretty
formed
much
of any groups I've had?
you've been pretty much yourself. I mean, yeah, ISIS is there with you, but like not all the time. Like you're
She doesn't
mainly
get involved in my business. She knows
yeah,
better.
yeah, she's not. I mean, she's there backstage with you, but other than that, she's not there in the ring at the ring side. She's not there walking down the ramp. Like she knows. I guess she knows that when you're focused. So that's you're the lone wolf, I guess you can say. And I think that's one thing that Jacob Cass is trying to say. Like, oh, geez, I can do this by myself. You know, that's what I'm gathering.
Then he needs to show it. Then he needs to show it.
And that's
Leave
what
the little boy. Leave his. He needs to leave his boyfriend. I'll say it again. He needs to leave his boyfriend and his side bitch in the back and step in that ring and face me like a man. He wants respect in this business. Earn it.
the one since you said that again, I'm wondering like who's the boyfriend and who's the side. Yeah, I just can't.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Who cares? They're interchangeable.
yeah, that's true. But I guess what we can say is, what is the future for Ryan Payne so far? I mean, we have the international. You're already gunning. You're already saying that you're going to gun for the world title in the future. What else is there to go for Ryan Payne? Is there anything in the works for you, or just taking it day by day?
If I could find someone I trust other than my sister, I might go for the tag team titles. You never know.
Okay.
You
Uh,
brought back the hardcore title. Hell, I might try to take a shot at that. Now that Demolition and Showdown got merged again.
yeah, that's true. And then if your sister is back on track, I guess you can say, you know, it'll be
She
interesting.
could get
Is
Morgan around for her money.
yeah, she could like that's what I'm saying. Like if you and Isis like not saying like you guys would be tag team per se, but like what I mean like a dominant siblings. Like she'll like if she gave Morgan a run for her money and win and beats her and becomes Bombshell's champion and you become international, it's like okay, now it's kind of like a sibling rivalry, sorta, because now it's like, okay, who's the better champion out of the two? You know, if that makes sense. Are you too competitive,
Hmm?
or are you
Oh no, we fought. You've fought before.
okay?
I'm
Just
not. We're
one.
not scared to beat each other out.
Well, I'm not saying like you and her would face off. I mean, like just in that competitive level, being like, how many wins did you beat so and so for, and all that stuff, that type of thing. Like,
Oh
are
yeah, we're
you
very competitive in that route.
okay? All right.
I think we
Well,
proved that in the Royal Rumble when we were trying to throw people out.
yeah, that
That
is
became a mini competition between me and her, seeing who could throw more out.
that is true. I will say that was very interesting to watch. Though the other team that was surprisingly that did well as a team was Chris Orton and Harlow Orton, or yeah, Harlow Michaels at the time, and they were doing the same thing to Chris Matthews. They didn't throw him
How many
out,
times
but
has Harlow been married?
that's a good question. I don't know. I
Because I remember Harlow was here for towards the end of my first run in WWH, wasn't she?
I I think
And I'm pretty
so.
sure she was married a couple times then too. I think she might have been married more times than me,
I think
and
probably
that's
more.
saying a lot.
And I think more than me too, unfortunately. And that too is saying a lot.
Yeah, you've
So
been married quite a few times too.
yeah, so I let's just say this one is sticking with Harlow and Chris Orton. So if it's working, then good for them. You know, we don't I don't know what's keeping them going, but
Mazel tov.
yeah, we'll just go with that. So, and on that note, let's just call it a day here. Ryan, I would like to thank you for this interview, and I know that you have a lot of training to do, and
Oh yeah.
also I believe you have other radio interviews as well in the Denver area because since
It always goes
it, it
nonstop.
it
That's why
goes
you pay me the big money. Here, let me ask you a question before you end this interview.
okay.
Who do you really want to see be your international champion? Me or Cass?
Oh, it's very tough.
Do you want to see the man who shows up to radio interviews, press, TV, wearing a suit, a tie, looking like the $1 million that he is? or do you want some scrub?
Well, since you put it that way, then yeah, I'll go with you there. Because that is definitely true. Whenever we do radio interviews or even appearances on local news stations, I want my superstars and bombshells to look very professional and respectful, like, and just have fun with it. And they everyone that's done them always have a good time. So this week, Ryan Payne, in case if anybody's listening, he's going to be on the radio in Denver for a couple of radio interviews promoting Road to WrestleMania because that's where it's taking place in Denver, Colorado at the Pepsi Center. It's now sold out.
And I'm sure I'll show up at either a Nuggets game or a Avalanche game.
Yeah,
After I am a hockey fan.
oh, okay, all right. That's another thing. So if you catch him at a hockey game, just are you the type of person that wouldn't mind taking pictures?
With kids.
Okay,
I'm not
with
big on adults.
okay. So if you have kids,
Kids are pretty girls.
okay, okay. So I guess let's just go with this. If you have kids or a beautiful wife and all that, walk up to Ryan Payne, just say, "Hey, my wife or kids want a picture." He'll take a picture. But but for
It's about
other
right.
dudes, yeah. But for other dudes, I take it you charge them.
No, not so much charging. I just don't want my face or my autograph to show up on eBay.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's
I
understandable.
don't believe somebody should be making money off of my hard work and my name.
That's true. That's a good point. All right. Well, like I said, he's got radio interviews, and he's gonna. I believe there is a hockey game this weekend. So again, if you're in the area, go say hi to him. He will take pics, unless if you're a dude. So if you have got kids, got wife, girlfriend, even even sisters.
Even sisters.
Okay, we'll go with sisters. He'll gladly take a picture of you and show support for Road to WrestleMania because it's now sold out. All the cheap seats are gone, and it's looking like it's going to be a great card. It's already building up really well. So Ryan, like I said, thank you for being on this interview,
Most
and
welcome.
I believe Damian Cage, your buddy, your protege, has a match for Showdown this coming week. So
Well, hopefully he shows
hopefully he does
and he's
well. Yeah.
sober.
Oh, gee. Okay, so it's an okay. All right, that's not my problem. That's Riley's problem. So let's just leave it off there. So thank you for everyone for listening in, and make sure to follow, subscribe, add us on YouTube, Facebook, on Twitter at WWH Fed. Make sure to check out Road to WrestleMania on the WWH Network and on pay per view. And if you're in the area, like I said, try to find Ryan Payne at a hockey game because he most likely will be there because he is a hockey fan, like he said. So he'll take pictures. I doubt he'll want to sign anything. Just take a picture and quickly leave because he's very private, right? So, um,
Oh yeah.
other than that, make sure to check out Showdown as we're going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, and the official WrestleMania season kicks off right then and there. So, I believe you're going to be making an appearance for Showdown too.
I'll
Um,
either be holding the international title or I'll be telling Cass that it's going to be time for the rubber match.
yeah. So make sure everyone to tune in and have a good one. Have a good evening, day, night, whatever. And we'll see you at Road to WrestleMania. Have a good one, guys.